Imagine for a moment that the world you see, hear, and touch isn't the real world at all. What if the universe as you know it exists only because your consciousness creates it? According to scientist Donald Hoffman, reality isn't what it appears to be, it's a simulation, a construct designed for survival, not truth. But don't let this shake you up just yet. The most exciting part. The more you understand this radical idea, the more empowered you become. The world you've been living in isn't a passive backdrop, it's your creation, your reality. Ready to see the world in a whole new light? Stick with us, because we're about to dive deep into how you shape the world around you. It's time to break free from conventional thinking and unlock the truth hidden behind perception. Perception is the lens through which we view the world. But have you ever stopped to think that what you're seeing might not be the truth at all? It's easy to trust our senses, right? After all, what we see, hear, and feel seems so real. But according to Donald Hoffman, this sensory reality is not an accurate reflection of the world around us. Instead, it's a virtual interface built by consciousness to help us survive. Imagine it like the desktop of a computer. The icons are convenient and useful, but they don't reveal the actual inner workings of the system. The same goes for your perception. What you think you're experiencing isn't the full picture. Hoffman's view challenges everything you think you know about reality. He proposes that space-time, that very fabric of existence, only exists because we, as conscious beings, create it in our minds. It's not a hard, immutable structure. Instead, it's a data structure that emerges only when perceived. This means the world you experience is not fixed, it's constantly shaped by your consciousness. From the chair you sit on to the stars in the sky, everything you perceive is part of this virtual simulation your mind constructs to navigate existence. This view isn't just an abstract theory. It has implications for how you approach life and your own journey of self-discovery. If perception is merely a tool for survival, then what does that say about your understanding of truth? How can you begin to trust what you sense if it's not revealing the full, unaltered reality? This leads to a deeper realization your senses, while practical, are not designed to connect you to the ultimate truth, but to help you make it through life, avoiding danger and securing what you need. But here's the kicker: what if you've been walking through life not seeing things as they truly are, but instead as they are filtered through the lens of survival? This process is unconscious. We don't usually question what we see or feel because it all feels real. But as Hoffman points out, this illusion is powerful. It's time to start questioning what's behind the veil of perception. It's time to recognize that the mind-body connection is far deeper than we've been led to believe. Your consciousness is the true architect of what you experience. Imagine for a second that you could pull back the curtain of this interface and see the world not as a collection of objects, but as a dynamic creation of your own awareness. This would completely change how you approach your spiritual journey, your personal transformation, and even how you view your role in the world. The idea that perception isn't about truth, but about survival, can completely revolutionize the way you think about reality. But what's next? How do we move beyond this illusion of perception and get closer to what's actually real? That's where the next topic takes us into the true nature of consciousness. We often think of the brain as the source of consciousness, right? But what if that idea is all wrong? Donald Hoffman flips the script by suggesting that consciousness is not a byproduct of the brain, but rather the very foundation of reality itself. This means that everything we perceive, our bodies, the physical world around us, and even time emerges from consciousness. Imagine it like the mind is the creator of the reality we experience, not the brain as the starting point. This radically changes how we should think about existence, shifting our focus from the physical to the metaphysical. Hoffman's theory challenges the traditional view that the brain generates consciousness, proposing instead that our neural activity is simply a representation of what consciousness is experiencing. In other words, the brain is not the origin of consciousness, but a manifestation within it. This idea shifts everything we thought we knew about our mind-body connection, suggesting that consciousness is the primary force that shapes our experience of life. It also means that your experiences, thoughts, and even your body aren't isolated, they are deeply interconnected through consciousness. This perspective opens up a whole new way of understanding personal growth and self-realization. If consciousness is the source, then we, as conscious agents, have the power to shape our own reality. Your thoughts, beliefs, and awareness are not merely reflections of what's happening around you, they are the tools through which you actively create your world. This is a profound shift, one that suggests you have more agency than you might think in how your life unfolds. Think of it like this: we are all conscious agents, participating in the creation of the universe, not as passive observers, but as active contributors to how reality comes into being. As you begin to see yourself as a creator, not just a perceiver, you tap into a deeper power within yourself. Imagine applying this insight to your spiritual journey. How might your understanding of the world, your relationships, and even your goals change if you began to operate from this place of awareness? It's a powerful way to reshape your personal transformation. Now, this understanding of consciousness as the foundation of existence might feel overwhelming at first. After all, it challenges everything we've been taught about mind and matter. But once you start to internalize this concept, you realize that consciousness is not a passive observer of the world. It is the driving force behind everything we experience. And with this realization comes a new freedom to shape your reality, to create the life you truly want. As you begin to embrace this understanding, you're not just changing how you see the world, you're changing how the world responds to you. But how does this connect with space-time and the nature of our physical reality? That's the next step in our journey. When you look around, what do you see? A world filled with solid objects, right? But what if I told you that what you perceive as space and time is not the reality, but an interface created by your consciousness? This idea, proposed by Hoffman, turns everything you know about space-time upside down. Instead of being the foundation of existence, space-time is merely a shallow data structure. It's like a virtual reality headset that simplifies the complex world for you, making it easier to navigate, but at the cost of not revealing the true nature of the universe. Think of it like using a computer. The desktop you see is just a simplified version of the complex code that powers the system. The icons on your screen help you interact with your computer, but they don't show you the underlying processes. Similarly, space-time serves as an abstraction, a simplified interface for our minds to interact with the universe. It doesn't show us the true complexity of existence, it only offers us a version of it that we can understand and use to survive. This virtual interface theory challenges our understanding of reality. We tend to think that space-time is real and absolute, but Hoffman suggests that it's a construct of our consciousness, a tool created by evolution to help us make decisions that ensure our survival. The objects you touch, the sounds you hear, even the passage of time you experience, are all abstractions that help your brain navigate the world efficiently. They are not the ultimate reality, but a simulation designed for practical use. As you begin to grasp this idea, you might start questioning what's real. How much of what you see is simply a perceptual tool? Is the world really as solid and predictable as we think? Or is it just a simulation created by your mind to help you survive? This shift in perception is profound because it invites you to look beyond the surface. Space-time, as we experience it, may just be a veil that hides the deeper reality beneath a reality that can only be understood when you go beyond the virtual interface and tap into the true nature of consciousness itself. So, if space-time is merely a construct, then what lies beyond it? What if the true essence of existence isn't confined to the limitations of space and time as we perceive them? This idea opens up endless possibilities, and the journey to understanding the deeper layers of reality is just beginning. But this understanding of space-time is just one piece of the puzzle. To fully grasp the vastness of reality, we must explore the role of conscious agents and how they play a key role in shaping the universe. But that's a conversation for the next topic. Imagine a world where everything around you, the objects, the people, and even the flow of time aren't just independent entities. What if they are all part of a greater network of conscious agents, interacting with each other in ways that shape the reality you experience? Donald Hoffman's concept of conscious agents takes us beyond the traditional view of the world. Instead of seeing physical objects and individuals as isolated, we realize that everything is connected in a vast, interconnected web of consciousness, where each agent contributes to the creation of reality. At the core of Hoffman's argument is the idea that conscious agents are the fundamental building blocks of reality. These agents aren't defined by physical properties, but by their experiences and interactions. Each agent is like a node in a grand network of consciousness, constantly exchanging information and shaping the fabric of existence. This perspective shifts our understanding of identity and individuality, revealing that we are not separate beings, but deeply interconnected, sharing a common thread of consciousness. This idea challenges the typical belief that reality is primarily physical. If we are all conscious agents, then we aren't just passive observers of the world, we are active participants in its creation. Every interaction you have with others, every decision you make, contributes to the unfolding of reality itself. This is a powerful realization because it suggests that we have the agency to influence our lives and the world around us, not simply react to it. Your awareness and choices matter, shaping the reality you experience. Think about your daily experiences, the people you meet, the opportunities that come your way, even the challenges you face. According to Hoffman, these aren't random events or disconnected occurrences. They are all part of a larger network of conscious agents, interacting and shaping reality through their collective awareness. This insight invites us to take a more active role in our spiritual journeys, recognizing that our consciousness is not just a passive bystander, but a dynamic force driving the course of our lives. As you begin to embrace this idea, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. If we are all conscious agents, working together in this vast, interconnected network, then we are not separate. We are all contributing to the greater consciousness, each playing a part in the unfolding of existence. This realization connects beautifully to the next step in our journey, the exploration of consciousness in self-discovery, and the transformative potential it holds for both individual and collective growth. Self-discovery is often seen as a journey of external exploration, but what if it's actually about going inward? According to Donald Hoffman, the key to understanding yourself isn't found in the external world, but in the depths of your consciousness. When you begin to realize that your awareness shapes the reality around you, the journey of self-discovery transforms. It's not about discovering the world. It's about discovering your true self, the part of you that creates and interacts with the world. As you dive deeper into understanding consciousness, you begin to see that the self is not just the mind or the body. It is the awareness itself, the observer behind all your thoughts and experiences. This shift in perspective can be life-changing. When you realize that your true nature is not defined by what you experience or what others perceive of you, you free yourself from the limits of the physical world. Your consciousness is the core of your identity, and it shapes everything that you experience. Think about how much of your life is shaped by the external world, the roles you play, the expectations you meet, and the identity you create based on outside influences. Now, imagine if you could step back and see those influences for what they are, just temporary constructs within the virtual interface of space-time. As you deepen your awareness, you realize that your true self is not defined by those external things. You are the creator of your own reality, and your identity goes far beyond the roles and labels that society imposes. This realization opens the door to profound personal transformation. As you uncover the depths of your consciousness, you begin to see patterns in your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that were once hidden from view. You might notice old fears, limiting beliefs, or unresolved emotions that no longer serve your growth. The beauty of this process is that once you acknowledge these aspects of yourself, you can choose to release them. Consciousness allows for this type of transformation, and as you move through the layers of your being, you uncover a more authentic version of yourself. By embracing the concept of consciousness in self-discovery, you realize that you are not just a passive observer in your life, you are the active participant. Your awareness shapes the experiences you have and the reality you create. This shift is empowering because it gives you back control. As you continue on this journey of self-realization, you become more connected to your true essence. But what happens when you begin to embrace the changes happening within you? That's where the evolution of consciousness comes into play, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of your place in the world. Consciousness is not static, it evolves. And just like personal growth, the evolution of consciousness reshapes the very reality we experience. Think about it: as you grow spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, you start to see the world differently. Your perception of yourself, others, and the universe begins to shift. This isn't just a superficial change. It's a deep transformation that happens within the very core of your being. The more your consciousness evolves, the more expansive your understanding of reality becomes, allowing you to step into a new version of existence. What if reality isn't fixed, but rather malleable and subject to the expansion of your awareness? Hoffman suggests that, as our consciousness grows, we move from seeing the world as something separate from us to realizing that we are interconnected with everything. It's like moving from a limited, two-dimensional perception of life to a vast, three-dimensional understanding of the universe. This evolution is part of the natural progression of being, and it's something you can experience as you become more self-aware. As your awareness grows, so too does your ability to shape your reality. This process is not always easy. As your consciousness evolves, you may encounter discomfort or resistance. Old patterns, limiting beliefs, and fears that once served as survival mechanisms may rise to the surface, forcing you to confront them. But this is part of the journey. Each challenge you face, each limiting belief you dissolve, is a step toward a deeper understanding of who you truly are. Think of it like peeling away the layers of an onion. The deeper you go, the more your consciousness expands, and the more you uncover the true nature of reality. As your perception of the world becomes more expansive, you begin to see opportunities for growth and connection everywhere. Your energy shifts, and with it, your ability to create and manifest the life you want. This isn't just about wishful thinking, it's about tapping into a higher frequency of awareness that aligns you with your true self. As your consciousness continues to evolve, you'll find that reality isn't something that happens to you, but something that you actively shape. The boundaries of what's possible begin to expand, and you begin to live more authentically. This evolution of consciousness and reality opens up a profound sense of freedom. You no longer feel like you're bound by the physical world or limited by your circumstances. Instead, you recognize that consciousness is the key to everything. The more your consciousness evolves, the more you realize that you are the creator of your reality, not just an observer. As you continue on this journey, you'll discover that reality is a vast, infinite field of possibilities, and you are free to explore it. But to truly understand how to navigate this evolving reality, we must look at the deeper intelligence behind it all, the network of conscious agents at play. So, what does this all mean for you? If reality exists because you say so, what does that tell you about your ability to shape your life? It's time to take control of your experience and become the conscious creator you always meant to be. The journey to self-discovery and spiritual awakening starts with understanding that you are not just a passive observer of reality, but an active participant in it. Embrace the power of consciousness and watch as your world transforms. Now, it's your turn to break free from the limits of traditional thinking and begin to see the universe for what it truly is. Are you ready to shift your perception and step into your role as the creator of your own reality? If you're ready to explore this deeper truth and continue learning about the power of your consciousness, don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications so you never miss a moment of transformation.